I have 79 volumes of manga. Oh crap, this isn't even all of them. Stop the count. I'm going to test out saying manga instead of manga in this video. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. This is actually the third time I've tried filming this intro. I'm struggling. I want to say manga so bad because everybody says manga and I just feel like manga just rolls off my tongue a bit better. But I want to try. I want to give it a try, see how it feels, see how manga feels in my mouth. So I did promise recently in my book haul video where I did it on a vibration plate, that one, I did promise that I would do a separate video for manga. Oh, almost. Yeah, it's a good job I did because I have 92 volumes of manga to show you. Now that is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, I know. A lot of these are investments, a lot of these I did buy because I did a manga tournament recently to pick which next manga series to binge read alongside One Piece. So that explains some of it, not all of it, it explains some of it. But I have just been so enamored by manga the past few months and I've just fallen in love, really. I've just fallen in love ever since reading One Piece for the first time. Oh, my love knows no bounds. My love knows no bounds. A lot of these I did get off eBay for fantastic prices. And yeah, I think I did a really good job with my haul. So let's just crack into it. I'll try and go in alphabetical order, apart from these bad boys and this. So the first thing I will show you actually is this Bleach box set. So I was really hyped to read this. But unfortunately, there will be spoilers for my manga tournament in this video, by the way. This one didn't make the top 8, so I didn't get a chance to read it. But I loved the sound of it. And then I saw somebody was selling this on eBay for £89.99. Sealed. New. Absolutely never been touched before. I went £89.99 for 21 volumes. Look, I'm not an idiot. I obviously went for it. And I've never bought a box set before, so this is my first ever box set. I love it so much. And yeah, so you open it up like this. And it has the first 21 volumes of Bleach in. All of this for £89.99. You cannot go wrong, and I do desperately want to try and read this series. But Bleach follows a young guy who inherits his parents' abilities to be a Soul Reaper, which is a death personification similar to the Grim Reaper, thus leading him to have to defend humans from evil spirits and guiding the dead through to the afterlife. Why am I going Italian? This, I believe, is in the top 3 manga, so it's considered one of the top 3 alongside One Piece and Naruto. So yeah, so yes, I thought I would get this in that amazing deal. I just love having a box set. It's just so cool. Okay, next, again, this was an investment and I am reading these ASAP. And that is the entire, well, as I film in this video, the Berserk Deluxe editions. And yes, I have the first 11, I believe volume 12 has just come out. It's already sold out online in a lot of places, so I should probably get on that ASAP. But a huge spoiler for my manga tournament, Berserk won. And I'm so excited to actually read this because I did read volume 1 and loved it. But now I'm going to go into it. I'm going to have a huge deep dive on the Berserk series on my channel. And yeah, everyone told me to pick up the deluxe editions. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. And you know what, I love the fact that it's bigger. I love the fact that I can see more of the details in the illustrations because the illustrations are beautiful. But this does follow a swordsman called Guts, and he has a vendetta. He's after someone. I don't know who. Like, seriously, the first volume gave me so many questions, and it's the reason why I wanted to continue so badly. It's because I just find it so intriguing. This is a sort of swords and sorcery grim world where there are really terrifying foes. There are reanimated skeletons, snakes with heads in its mouth, and stuff like that. So it's just fantastic. And I also remember that Guts had this kind of mark on him that attracts demons. You just know that it's going to be dramatic as fuck. This is the first deluxe edition and they look absolutely gorgeous side by side, by the way. I'm currently doing a home library tour, so I will show you my entire manga island so you can see how they all look together. But yeah, that will be up soon. I'll put it in the description box when it's up. Number 2 of the deluxe editions. Number 3, I mean, they all have the same cover, so I don't know why I'm showing you these one by one, but that's number 4. Number 5, just in case you didn't believe that I got them all, because I got all of these off a seller off eBay as well, all sealed. And should I just tell you how much I paid for them? I paid £450 for the 11 deluxe editions of Berserk, and they were all sealed and brand new. And I actually cut myself while trying to open one of them. They were sealed that good. In volume number 7, my lucky number. number 8. And again, I wouldn't have went for them if it didn't win my manga tournament and if I didn't have to do deep dives on Berserk. But oh my gosh, like seriously, this was incredible. I'm so excited to read more of it. And I have heard from a lot of people that this series just gets better and better. But RIP to the original creator of this, Kentaro Miura. He unfortunately passed away in 2021, but now the series is being taken over by a very close friend of his, I believe, so that, you know, we will still get continuation of the story the way that Miura wanted. Okay, so now we are going into the just standard volumes of things. So firstly, I have the first volume of Assassination Classroom. This one follows a class of students who have a teacher who is this really powerful octopus-like person, and they're trying to assassinate him. One thing I love about manga is that some of these series just have outrageous but really creative storylines, and I just think that just sounds so good. And I did buy this for my manga tournament, but it didn't make it too high up, unfortunately. Next I have Banana Fish. This is the first volume by Akemi Yoshida, but this was recommended to me so much in the comments of one of my videos. This one's such a crazy one. It says it's set in Vice City, New York in the 80s, and I loved Grand Theft Auto Vice City when I was younger, so I feel like this might give me some of those kinds of vibes. This follows Ash, who is a runaway brought up as the adopted heir and sex toy of crime lord Papa Dino Golzine. But Ash, now at the rebellious age of 17, forsakes the kingdom held out by the devil who raised him. So this might be some kind of revenge story, but I've heard nothing but great things and I'm looking forward to reading it. Okay, so I have read a few yaois now, and I decided to pick up one that had an interesting first volume cover, Birds of Shangri-La by Renmaru Zaria, and I also picked up volume 2. So we have these two volumes. I mean, interesting. Dick by Island is one of my favourite mangas, by the way. Essentially, this is set in a brothel that celebrates gay sex. We have a new hire called Apollo, who is a straight man. One of the brothel's most sought after prostitutes, Fi, is tasked with getting him up to speed, but not before toying with him for a bit. Too bad the rules of the brothel are clear. No orgasms, no penetration, and no falling in love. So this sounds like it's going to be extremely interesting, but it's definitely going to be explicit. I'm ready for that. I picked up the first volume of Black Clover by Yuki Tabata, and I bought this one because of the manga tournament. I thought this one would get quite high up, but I think it came in last place. This one follows Asta, who wants to be a mage. The only thing is, he doesn't really have any magic. Asta, however, is giving a 5-leaf clover grimoire that teaches him anti-magic. So I think he's trying to become like some kind of wizard king. You love the story of that. I usually love stories about, you know, ordinary people getting magic. So this one sounds fantastic. Oh gosh. The next one is Blood on the Tracks by Shuzo Oshimi. And I got the first 4 volumes. I read volume 1 a good few weeks back, and oh my god, the ending of this floored me. Oh my god, I was on the floor. I had to pick up volumes 2 through 4 straight after that. And I don't want to try and binge read them all. I know there are way more volumes. I think there might be 12 so far now or something like that. And I'm trying to just read for pleasure, because that's what I did with this. I read for pleasure. But now I want to do a video on Blood on the Tracks, and I just loved it so much. It was intense, and this follows a young boy who has a mother who is extremely intense. It's so hard to describe, but it definitely gives Bates Motel, Norma and Norman vibes. All I can tell you is that the ending shocked me so much. I can't get over it. I genuinely can't get over it. So now I need to read the rest of them. But yes, I do also have volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. Honestly, I'm thinking movie length vlog. I picked up Blue Exorcist because this was also for my manga tournament, but it didn't get very high up. This one follows Rin, and I believe his father was an exorcist. And then he finds out one day that he has the blood of Satan running through his veins. Rin wants to rid his veins of Satan's blood, and I think the only way he can do that is by joining an academy for exorcists. Yeah, the True Cross Academy, and becoming an exorcist himself. Like, doesn't that just sound fantastic? Seriously, like, all manga that I have pulled today sounds incredible. I cannot wait to read all of them. The storytelling, the illustrations, amazing. Next, I picked up Blue Flag, the first volume, because I know Gabby has, I think, read them all. She didn't like some of them, but I believe she did fall head over heels in love with the first few. So I decided to get the first volume because it was available. Half the time when I go into stores, the first volumes of things just aren't available. So as soon as they are available, I snatch them up. This one follows Tachi and Futaba, who are classmates, and they begin to fall for one another after their same-sex best friends have already fallen for them. So it sounds like there's some kind of really intense romance at play here. I can't really figure out from the summary exactly what it's about, but yeah, that's the best I can do, unfortunately. Again, the illustrations I adore. I think they're just so cute. Next, I picked up In the Witch, Volume 1 by Taite Kubo, who wrote Bleach. And this one has a really cool slipcover. Let me just show you inside there, Burn the Witch. That's pretty awesome. This one is set in a world where I believe fairy tales are real, but they have more teeth and they're way more dangerous. So there are wingbind agents who have to try and protect people from the dangerous fairy tales. And I think it's set in reverse London, which sounds so cool. That sounds awesome. I picked up the first 2 volumes of Chainsaw Man, and I've heard non-stop things about Chainsaw Man this past year. I believe there is an anime for it, and a lot of people are talking about it. This one is by Tatsuki Fujimoto. This one follows Denji, and he has a pet devil, and he is hunting down other devils, I believe. Denji has the power of a devil put in him, and so becomes the Chainsaw Man. Something like that. Honestly, my summaries are usually shocking. If this is your first video here, just know that going forward. But I did want to pick up these 2 because, again, the hype was real. And this did get quite high in my manga tournament, but didn't quite make it. But yeah, I would like to try and read the first part of Chainsaw Man. I believe the first saga is done. So it'll be really interesting to get into it, honestly, and see what the fuss is about. Going back to Yaoi then, I do have the first 2 volumes of Coyote. And this one was a bit harder to find. I was very lucky to find it in a bookstore recently. Sitting on the floor is not good for my legs. This one follows a werewolf and a human. So I believe they maybe fall in love with one another. Maybe these are the 2 main characters. I'm not 100% sure. Next, I picked up Dead Man Wonderland. This one was recommended a whole lot. And it sounds so dark too. Way darker than One Piece. So this one follows Ganta, and he has been framed for the brutal murder of his classmates. So he is sentenced to death, and he is taken to this sort of death-themed theme park kind of setting, like prison thing, a hell on earth known as Dead Man Wonderland. And the inmates of this place fight for survival every single day. So that, honestly, again, sounds freaking awesome. I picked up the first volume of Death Note for my manga tournament. This one did make the top 8 and I did really enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to continuing the series. There's only 12 volumes of it, so that's not a problem. But I did really enjoy it. This one follows a guy who finds a Death Note notebook, and whoever's name he writes in will die however he sees fit, really. And it kind of turned into this kind of government hunt as well. I was really intrigued by the story, the setup. I've never read any of it before. I've never seen any adaptation, but this one has been huge, absolutely everywhere the past few years. In fact, years and years and years ago. This is a bit of an older one, but you know what? I like being late to the bandwagon. I also picked up Demon Slayer. This is the first volume. Again, like so many first volumes. This one follows Tanjiro, and his entire family is slaughtered by a demon, and then his younger sister is turned into a demon herself. So Tanjiro has to try and save his sister from this demon form, as well as destroy the demon who changed his life forever. So he literally becomes the Demon Slayer. Love that. Absolutely love that. Sounds amazing. Next, I picked up the first 2 volumes of Freyren, Beyond Journey's End, and I have seen these covers around for quite some time now, and I've always been interested in picking it up. I just think it looks so beautiful. A lot of detail in the illustrations there. I've heard great things too. This one sort of follows heroes after the great battle has been fought and won. This is what happens after the big climax. So this is set decades after their victory, and Freyren, the main character, she has to mourn the death of a friend, and it confronts her with her own immortality, and she sets off on an adventure to fulfill her comrades' last requests. One that people were non-stop recommending me as well was Fruits Basket, and this one is the first edition of the collector's edition, and I managed to find this one in store again. Every single store I went to didn't have the first volume, but there was the first volume in the store I went to, so I had to pick it up. This one follows a high schooler called Toru, I think, and she ends up moving out. She goes through with this family tragedy, and she sets up a tent on private land without realizing it, and the clan that live on this land decide to take her in, but then she finds out that these people can turn into different animals of the Chinese zodiac, or something like that. It looks wholesome, but I don't know. I genuinely have no idea what to expect from this. Just that a lot of people said, Gavin, read this, please. Read it right now, and it might still be ongoing, I don't know, but it just, yeah, it looks really, really good. I have the first volume of Full Metal Alchemist. A lot of people recommended this, and a lot of people voted for this in my manga tournament, and I really did enjoy it. It follows 2 brothers, and one of them, well, years and years and years before, they did some kind of alchemy experiment that went wrong, and one of them ended up losing an arm and a leg, and the other one lost his entire body, so now he's like a soul trapped in a suit of armor kind of thing. So interesting, so good. I really enjoyed the first story of it, and yeah, they're looking for the Philosopher's Stone, so very, very interesting indeed. Next, I picked up Goodnight Pun Pun, and this one is by Inyo Asano. So many people are crying over this, and I don't know why. I don't know what to expect. There is no summary. on this. Oh wait, hang on, there is. It just says, meet Pun Pun Punyama. He's an average kid in an average town. He wants to win a Nobel Prize and save the world. He wants a girl he has a crush on to like him back. He wants to find some porn. That's what he wants, but what does he get? Okay, I didn't realise that was an actual summary on the back there. I just thought it was quotes. I just know people have been crying. Well, why are people crying at this? The back just sounds odd. Anyway, yeah, I was just super, super intrigued by it due to people's reactions to it, so this has to be read soon. I need to know what the hell. I picked up the first volume of Haikyuu, my first ever sports manga, and a lot of people said, oh, I'm so sad that this wasn't included in the manga tournament, so maybe I might do a sports manga tournament, I don't know. All I know is that this follows Shoyo, and he wants to be a really great volleyball player, and yeah. I believe this is like one of the best sports mangas of all time, so I believe people when they recommend it, and this one, again, was very highly recommended. Next, I have the first volume of the Haunted Bookstore Gateway to a Parallel Universe, and I believe this is just set in a bookstore where there is literally a gateway to a parallel universe. Yeah, there is a boundary between the mortal realm and the spirit realm, and Kaori spends her days in peace selling books to otherworldly beings alongside her adoptive father, a spirit himself. So potentially this is just about the running of this bookstore, and doesn't that just sound amazing? Like, it sounds so cozy and so wholesome. Maybe it's the total opposite, I don't know. Okay, there's a story behind this next one, and gosh. So I got all 7 volumes of High School of the Dead from eBay. Now, High School of the Dead is out of print, and it didn't get completed by the mangaka because I believe they passed away before they could complete it. But I remember watching the anime back in 2010, I think it was. I remember going into HMV, picking up the Blu-ray because I thought, oh, this looks so cool. I'm obsessed with The Walking Dead right now. I love zombies. It could be 2011, actually. Oh my god, I loved the anime so, so much. And then I just forgot about it. I forgot about it for like 10 years. And then I saw this randomly pop up on eBay, and I was like, well, shit. I saw a different listing pop up on eBay. I bid on it. Some scumbag outbid me. So I raised my bid to the absolute maximum so that they had to pay the absolute maximum. It was a ridiculous price by the end of it. But like, how dare they? How dare they outbid me and rob me of a greatly priced High School of the Dead set. And then somebody else did put this up, and it was for a really great price, especially for an out of print complete series. If you've seen All of Us Are Dead, you will probably kind of get similar vibes from this. But yeah, this is essentially set in a high school, and the dead come to life, and it's chaos, absolute chaos. I loved the anime. Let me tell you, I just love the anime so much. So I think the manga will be even better, hopefully. But I do have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. I don't really mind yellowing pages, in all honesty. I don't mind buying manga secondhand and stuff like that. I feel like if it was hardback, that would be a different story. But when it's an out-of-print paperback, I had to do it. I had the first 2 volumes of Hunter x Hunter, read the first volume, and I fell in love. I love this world so much. It didn't win the manga tournament, but it made me love it enough to buy the second volume and hopefully read even more of it, because, oh, it was so brilliant. It reminded me of One Piece, definitely. It follows Gon, and he wants to take the Hunter's exam. And Hunters essentially just travel the world. They go on adventures, and they track down treasures and magical beasts. But you need a license to do that, so the first volume, and I think it goes into the second volume as well, Gon takes a Hunter's exam. So intense when I started reading it. Can't wait to read more. Just absolutely incredible manga. And, oh, again, like, I don't have enough time in the world to read all the manga. I can't just make my entire channel a manga channel, because there's just so much that I want to cover. There are still so many things that I love. I still love novels and books and all of these things. Like, I can't give those up. But I just want to read manga right now. Oh my gosh. I also picked up Jujutsu Kaisen for the manga tournament again, and I was surprised this didn't come higher. Honestly, I've heard a lot of rave reviews for this one. This one, I believe, follows Yuji, and he is part of this occult research club at school, and they end up getting their hands on a cursed object. And this is also set in a world where there are cursed spirits about, and they feed on unsuspecting humans. So there is a mysterious school of Jujutsu sorcerers. I seem to have picked up a lot of school-related manga, especially to do with like other world kind of schools, and I don't mind that. I honestly don't mind that. Oh, okay, next. I just got these the past week. I got Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2 Volume 1. Kingdom Hearts is my favourite video game of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably my favourite video game of all time, actually. And I have the first 2 manga just behind me there, and the complete novel set. So I'm trying to get all of the Kingdom Hearts manga because I loved freaking loved the first Kingdom Hearts manga. And it follows Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and they travel through Disney World. And it's just so amazing and amazing and amazing. And Kingdom Hearts is just so nostalgic for me. But the manga is just so good. It's so good. So yeah, Chain of Memories was the game between the first and the second game. And it covers the bridge between them. So I got this secondhand from a library on eBay. Again, eBay is a lifesaver. And then I got Kingdom Hearts 2 Volume 1 from Forbidden Planet. Because they never have Kingdom Hearts volumes in. And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, yes. I think there are 4 volumes for Kingdom Hearts 2, or maybe just 2 volumes. But it is huge. It is chunky. Oh, and I just can't wait to read it. Oh. I need to collect all the Kingdom Hearts manga, read them all in one video, probably, and just live. So honestly, I would totally recommend the Kingdom Hearts manga if you don't want to play the video games. Next, I picked up another yaoi called Mad, with a K on the end. Mad? I don't know how to pronounce it. I will figure it out when I actually read it. This one follows Mikado, and he has some odd hobbies and kinks, and he ends up coming across a book to summon demons, and he ends up summoning a demon. And what do you think happens between them? You will have to use your imagination, essentially. Oh my god. Oh, interesting. Oh wow. This one is going to be a very interesting one, let's just put it that way. And just after I hold Kingdom Hearts as well. What a weird segue. Next, I have the first 4 volumes of Monster. These are the Perfect editions, I believe they're called. And I read the first volume. Well, I didn't actually read the entire first volume. They are 2 volumes per Perfect edition. So I read the first volume in volume 1. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It got really high in my manga tournament. And it was to do with like a hospital. There was a guy who works there. I think his name was Dr. Tenma, and he is the person that the board goes to all the time. The director of the hospital owns it, and he's dating the daughter of the hospital director, and he is the best surgeon there. And one night, he has to choose between saving the life of a young boy who came to the hospital first, or saving the life of the mayor who has a lot of power in this city. And he chooses the boy because he came to the hospital first. And that decision right there from this doctor has huge ramifications. As you guess from the title, there is a monster. But I didn't get far enough to really see how that plays into it. But it was just so fantastic. So I managed to get volume 1. That was actually a really hard volume to get. So was volume 2 actually. Volume 2 is a little bit hard to get hold of too. But then I also picked up volumes 3 and 4 quite recently. As soon as I see them available, I have to get them because I need to read all of the books. It just intrigued me to no end. It's so good. I have the first volume of My Hero Academia. I believe this might be some kind of superhero kind of manga series about a young boy who wants to be a hero, but he doesn't have an ounce of power in him. However, he does end up having a chance encounter with the greatest hero of all time, and the opportunity to become a hero presents itself to him. So that sounds awesome. I know a lot of people, when I worked at the bookstore for 4 years, this was probably the most bought manga while I was working there. Yeah, I definitely seen a lot of people really love that series. I have the first volume of Naruto, and this one was bought for that manga tournament. I read it in there. Really enjoyed this. I thought it was so good. This one follows Naruto, who is a ninja in training, and there were so many great reveals in this volume. There was something about the main character that got revealed, and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, I love that. I've never seen any anime adaptation. I have no idea what the story is beyond just ninjas in training. But again, this is one of the big 3 alongside One Piece and Bleach. So it will be fantastic to read this. I believe it's complete at 74 volumes or something like that, 74, 72. I just want to read them all. I want to binge them all. I picked up the 101st volume of One Piece, my favorite manga ever. And I'm so happy to have this so I can put it with my other 100 volumes. Oh, One Piece, what can I say about it? I have, I think, 10 or so videos on it now. I go through arc by arc reviewing One Piece. I go chapter by chapter within the arc reviews. And I've just finished the Water 7 arc. Next, I have the NES Lobby arc to read. And everyone is telling me this is peak One Piece. So I'm just like, oh my god, I just can't be happier with One Piece at the minute. I mean, it will take me a while to get to volume 101, but it does follow Luffy, and he is gathering his own crew, the Straw Hats, to find the elusive One Piece, which was left by the Pirate King, so that Luffy can become King of the Pirates. But it's so much more than that as well. That's just like the bare bones of the story. Freaking love it so much. My love for One Piece knows no bounds. I'm wearing a One Piece hoodie. I just forgot that I was even wearing this because I seem to just be wearing One Piece clothing every single day. Moving on, next I have One Punch Man Volume 1, again for the manga tournament. This one follows a superhero who is just too strong. He can't find a villain or an opponent who will be able to take him on because, as the title suggests, he can take someone down in one punch. And I feel like this has such a unique premise that I just don't know what to expect beyond that. It just sounds so good, okay? Oh, this one. Okay, I got the full color edition of Parasyte. This is the first volume. I believe they're going to release 8 of them so that when they're all together, it spells Parasyte on the side. And they've just released volume 1. Volume 2 is coming out in February, I think. But yeah, this is all in color. This is all in colour. Isn't that amazing? This is an older kind of sci-fi horror series about an alien race that comes down and invades humans. But the main character, he has... Well, an alien tries to invade him, but he manages to stop the alien from getting too high up his arm or something. So then the alien is stuck. The alien is stuck in his arm. So now we have like this human and alien thing, and I think he's trying to save human civilization. But this is an older one. I think this is like a classic manga, and I can't wait to read it. I genuinely can't. If I was going to rank all of these books that I got in this video, this would be probably in the top 5 of the ones that I want to read ASAP. Next, I picked up the first collection of Pokemon Adventures. Now, I was obsessed with Pokemon when I was a kid. I got the Pokedex, I got Pokeballs, and I would throw Pokeballs off random strangers in my street all the time. But I was obsessed with the anime, so I believe the anime is actually based off the manga. Or, hang on, I think, was it a video game first, and then it became a manga, and then the anime was based off the manga and the game? I don't know the full story. Please correct me if I'm wrong down below. Talk Pokemon with me. It would be amazing to revisit this series. And, I love Pokemon. And I feel like with the news that Ash has finally become a Pokemon master the past few months, has just brought Pokemon back to the forefront in my mind. And even the fact that one of my friends, Jade, has been reading all of these volumes and she's been really enjoying it too, just makes me want to read it even more. I'm excited. I don't know when I'll get a chance to read it, but I'm just happy to have it, honestly. I need to get back into this world. I did pick up the first volume of Sailor Moon, and this one is another classic manga. I've heard fantastic things about it. I did an interview with Roshni Chokshi, the author, like 2 years ago now, I think, and this is one of her favourites, and I promised her that I would read it or watch the anime, because I'd never read it, I'd never seen it before, so I promised her, so I think it's time I fulfilled the promise. I have no idea what it's about. It doesn't have anything on the back, so I'm going to have to do a quick little Google search. So we follow a schoolgirl named Usagi, and she transforms into Sailor Moon to search for a magical artifact, the legendary silver crystal. See, doesn't that sound so fantastic? I don't know what kind of edition this is. Oh, it says on the site here, the Nyoko Takechi collection. So I think this might be a bind-up of maybe the first 2 or 3 volumes, maybe? Who knows? Please correct me down below if I'm wrong, but very excited to read. Again, I loved this. I loved this. Spy Family. I have the first 2 volumes now. I keep not finding volumes in stores, but then volume 2 was in Forbidden Planet. I was like, okay, it's a sign. I need to pick it up. So I got the second volume. I read the first volume of Spy Family for the manga tournament. Unfortunately, it was against Berserk, so it got eliminated in the first round. But I loved it. It was so wholesome. It follows a spy. I think his name's Lloyd, if I remember correctly, and he has a mission to create a family so that he can infiltrate this private school for a secret mission. So he has to try and find himself a wife who turns out to be an assassin, and he adopts an orphan who has the power to read minds. And he doesn't know about either of them, and they don't really know about him apart from the girl who can read minds. And it's just so hilarious, so good. Really enjoyed the first volume, so excited to continue on. And also I believe the anime came out last year, and that's been really hyping the series up for a lot of people, so I need to continue and get on the bandwagon. I picked up the next one again because of Gabby from Gabby Reads, and that's Sweat and Soap. This is volume 1, and I never saw volume 1 again in store, but I went into Traveling Man, and Traveling Man had the first volume, so I was like, well, I know what to do. And this has like such a bizarre summary, and every single time Gabby describes it, I think, how am I going to like this? But then I think, you know what, I shouldn't judge a manga by its summary, you know? So this one follows Sasako, and she's working at a toiletry maker, or something like that. But she is ashamed of her body odor. However, one day, the company's lead product developer approaches her in the lobby and wonders what that smell is. She's terrified, but could it be that he likes it? That he likes her? And more surprisingly of all, she might like him back. He smells her and likes the smell of her. Like, again, like, I can't describe it. It sounds odd. It sounds odd. But then again, so did Dick Fight Island, and I loved it. I'm just gonna have to trust Gabby with this one. Win Yali at the end here. Next, I picked up the first volume based on McKay from McKay's Book Vlog's recommendation. And then I found volume 2 in there recently, and I think it's just come out. That is The Titan's Bride. The Titan's Bride, volumes 1 and 2. I don't know what to expect, but I do think it's explicit. And if Mickey likes it, it's probably dirty, and I love that. So this one follows someone called Koichi, and he finds himself in the world of the Titans. And the prince that lives there, who looks rather big, he's huge. He's the prince there, and he claims him as his bride. Like, what? But it sounds so hot, honestly. Honestly, it sounds so hot. Since Kais has no plans to send Koichi back to Earth, he's wholeheartedly set on taking Koichi as his wife. It sounds hot. It sounds hot, not gonna lie. Second to last now, Tokyo Ghoul, volume 1. This one I was hoping would get higher up in the manga tournament so I could read it, but it came 9th place. It just missed out in the top 8. This one is set in a world where I believe ghouls exist, and our main character is half human, half ghoul, and he has to learn more about ghoul society and how to kind of live there or something like that. I've definitely butchered that summary up, but like this video has been going on so long, I'm so hungry, I need to eat. Well, actually, it does say here as well, Shy Ken is thrilled to go on a date with a beautiful Rise, but it turns out that she's only interested in his body, in eating it, that is. And now all I can think about is food. All I can think about is food. So I only have one more after this, and then I'm going to get some food. So the last 4 volumes are of a series, and that is Hat Atelier, or Atelier? Atelier. I've heard different people say it differently, so I don't know how to actually say it. Yeah, I got the first 4 volumes. I read the first volume in my manga tournament. Loved it. The art style is one of the best art styles of manga I've ever seen, and it follows a young girl who wants to learn magic, but she doesn't have magic, but then she learns the secret of casting magic, so she then ends up becoming an apprentice to someone, and it was just so good. It reminded me of Owl House, and I love Owl House so much. Yeah, I got the first volume, the second volume, the 3rd volume, and the 4th volume. And I think there are 9 or 10 out right now. And I am obsessed with the way that these look on the shelf. I cannot wait to read all of them. Again, maybe all in one vlog, who knows? So that was my manga haul. That went on way too long, if you ask me. But hopefully I described them well enough. I'm so excited to read all of them, honestly. I am entering my manga era on YouTube. I can't believe I waited so long to read manga. And I have One Piece to thank for that. I love you, One Piece. Before I wrap up this video, please let me know down below any manga that you love. Is there anything I hold in this video that you think I should read ASAP? Let me know down below. Give me all your recommendations, all of your thoughts. But that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all the comments down below. Let's just chat. Tell me about your day. Tell me everything I want to know. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. If you'd like to join my Patreon or follow me on any social media, then all the links are down in the description box. But yeah, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.